Okay, final novel, The Last Command. This is the final installment in the Thrawn trilogy, I mean, at least. I think it is. There's like 2 more books. I'm not sure if they're part of the trilogy or if they're their own miniseries, and I'm probably going to look at them at some point, but probably not right away, although I really want to get into this universe more. So, real quick, I'm just going to sum up the story just in case anyone forgot. So, and also, it's been a few days since I finished it, so forgive me if my memory isn't, this book isn't fresh in my mind, but anyway. So, basically, this is where shit goes down. Thrawn launches his attack on Coruscant and prepares to wipe the rebels out. The rebels start trying to fight back. Jormak is finally closing in on Luke. It's an insane book, and that's honestly why this is my favorite of the Thrawn trilogy, is that for the past 2 books now, there's been all this stuff building up, and here's where it finally comes to a head. I mean, we have an attack on Coruscant, which, even in the original, even in the prequels, we never got to see. I mean, we kind of got to see it in the animated series, and in Clone Wars, we probably would have seen it in the series finale, but yeah, like an attack on Coruscant was intense, and Luke finally confronts the Jedi Master Jormak. Mara Jade finally makes a choice. Thrawn, like, he's finally, like, wrecking stuff. I mean, and throughout the entire book, it's just non-stop action. I mean, from the opening battle to that invasion to where those troops break into Coruscant, like, there's very few letdowns and, like, slow moments in this book, which kind of makes it a bummer when there's this, like, in halfway, 3/4 way through, it kind of slows down a bit after the Coruscant attack. But I mean, there's build up, and it feels like Star Wars. I mean, like, when they confront Jormak, there's this sort of Return of the Jedi callback in the sense that it's sort of like the Emperor's throne room, although it also means we have to sit for the Ewoks with the Nagri, or at least I think that's how you pronounce the name. But I mean, it's self-aware of that. The best parts of these new books continue to be the new characters. Thrawn, great villain, continues to be smart, figuring out what the rebels are up to, having backup plans. There's that one part where he loses Luke, and he's like, you did your best. You were actually kind of smart in terms of you weren't ready for this, but that being said, you thought on your feet, whereas most people would just stand there and do something. So you're promoted. And Mara Jade, like, Mara Jade finally comes to a head and makes a big choice, and I really love just how internally conflicted she is. The other characters at the same time, like, I don't really care about as much. I mean, Han, Leia, Lando, they just are sort of there. Like, again, I think it's because I think that most of their story is done. Luke's the only one who I feel like still has a bit going on. But Leia had kids now, so I'm interested to see where those characters go down the road. Anyway. Yeah, and oh yeah, Cardi was in here. I didn't really care much for his story. It was alright, but it's like I was more interested in what Thrawn was doing. And also, while I love the book, I was a little let down by the ending. I thought the whole bit with Luke fighting a clone of himself was a little silly. Thrawn, he was defeated really quickly. Like, I wish they had done more of him, because when Thrawn died, I was like, wow, we have a couple. So, like, they just defeated the Jedi Master, and it's like, okay, there's a couple chapters left in this. It's like, how are they going to beat Thrawn? Is he going to escape? And then he just dies. And while he went out in style, like, saying, yeah, someone bested me, I feel like you could have done more with this character. Like, it's bummed that he had to go out the way he did. So overall, really enjoyed this. These 3 stories I've read so far were far more engaging than the New Dawn novel. They did a very nice job continuing the story from Return of the Jedi. They captured the feel of Star Wars, and here's the thing. With Return of the Jedi, I was pretty satisfied with the ending. I didn't need more stories, but with this, I'm kind of interested to see more. I want to see where Mara Jade goes. I want to see where Han and Leia's kids go. I want to see more books about Mara Jade. Like, I want a Mara Jade... it probably exists, but I want to see a Mara Jade novel set during the original trilogy, showing where she was and what she was doing during the original trilogy. So yeah, this is my favorite book. I think I enjoyed the first one more than the second one. I mean, I know stuff happened, but I don't know. The first one, I feel like everyone had something to do, and honestly, I found that book more memorable. I don't remember the second one as well. So this is a great addition to the EU. I'd highly recommend it, even though it's not canon anymore. It's still a good story, and you'll almost wish it was canon. I almost wish this was canon, because again, these are Thrawn and Mara Jade are such rich characters, and I hope they find some way back in. Like, I know Filoni is a big fan of the EU, so maybe on Rebels he can have these characters show up in some way. It's a good book. It'll be interesting to see, like, what Aftermath does, since that's like set during a similar time period, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's it. I am done with the Thrawn trilogy. The next Star Wars novel I'm going to read is probably Darth Plagueis, and then I'll start going through the new canon novels. So if you have any thoughts on the Last Commander of the Thrawn trilogy in general, please comment below and let me know. Like, dislike, subscribe, and this is JStarC60, and may the Force be with you.